नमः सर्वेभ्यः। हरि ओम्। अद्वैतचिन्तनवर्गे सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। नमस्ते भगिनि। ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यः। विजया भगिनी शांति मंत्रम
अहं वदामि। सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। नमस्कार गुरुजी।
नमस्कार, धन्यवाद भगिनी। Aparokshanubhuti. Now, before we start today's class, is there any questions based on the last class which we had, or any previous questions?
Shamita Mahodaya, namaskaraha.
Namaste Lalita Bhagini.
Namaste.
Any questions based on the earlier classes, or anything which you want to correlate with any other text which you have studied? Okay, looks like there is no doubt. श्रीहरिं परमानन्दम् उपदेष्टारमीश्वरं व्यापकं सर्वलोकानां कारणं तं नमाम्यहम्. In the last class, there was one place where the Anvaya was wrong, so I am repeating that particular shloka of Vidhayaranya Muni. Yadyapi iyam swatah spashta tatapi swatma-siddhaye yat naha ayam saha api sakshat kriyate arantha-nashanaya iti padachedam. There that I omitted the naha with the visarga there, so became na ayam saha, which is not the correct one. The correct one is the naha is visarga there, yat noyam, the naha is for asmagam. Yadyapi iyam swataha spashta tatapi swatma siddhaye anartha nashanaha api yat saha ayam asmakam naha asmakam sakshat kriyate. So here that thing is that even though that which is clear to oneself, swatah spashta api tatapi swatma siddhaye anartha nashanaha, the atma siddhaye, swatma siddhaye, self attainment of the one's own nature, which is of anartha nashana, by nature of anartha nashana. Api yat saha ayam, that is he, the very Paramatma himself. Asmagam sakshat kriyate, for us is the Acharya Shankara is explaining to us, or is briefly being explained to us. So this is one correction, small correction, which I later, when I went through, I found out the mistake and then I corrected it. So
Mahodaya,
just make note of that, right? Which is, yes Bhagini.
तत्र संक्षेपात् इति अस्ति, साक्षात् वा?
No, samkshepat kriyate is correct. Okay. But naha is for asmagam. Without the visarga it becomes negative, no? Na ayam.
Yes. I thought you said sakshat, that's why I was asking.
No. So it has to come not na saha ayam, So there, without the visarga, I had put it like how it was in the Padacheda. Na, without visarga, I am saha. But when the visarga comes, na becomes naha, which is for asmakam.
The
Asmakam
meaning
naha.
changes completely. If it is
Meaning totally changes, right?
Yeah, we saw the English meaning and we were happy about it, but frankly, yes, that naha is important there.
Right. So one visarga can make a lot of change in the entire structure. Okay, now we are entering the text part of the Aparokshanubhuti Dipika by Vidhayaranya Muni. So this is one sentence. Who want to read it? I have not done the Padacheda. I just written it as it is in the text. Who want to read it? Lilita Bhagini, you want to read this?
Yeah. Okay, sir. I will read.
Yeah.
अत्रेयं प्रक्रिया पदार्थों dot is there, no?
Yes.
प्रक्रिया पदार्थों द्विविधः आत्मानात्मा चेति तत्रात्मा द्विविधः ईश्वरो जीवश्चेति एतावपि द्विविधौ शुद्धाशुद्धभेदात् तत्राशुद्धौ माया विद्योपादित्वेन वेदव्यवहारेतु शुद्धौत्वभेदव्यवहारहेतु तथानात्मापि त्रिविधः कारणसूक्ष्मस्थूलभेदात् एतदेव शरीरत्रयमिति व्यवह्रियते एवं चिज्जडरूपवैलक्षण्यात्तमः जडरूपवैलक्षण्यात्तमः प्रकाशयोरिव अविवेक एव बन्धकारणं तयोर्विवेकस्तु मोक्षकारणम् इति दिक्.
Astu Bhagini. That padartho, that the dot is a printing mistake. Padartho, it's only padartho.
Padartho, it is or padartho?
No, padartho.
Padartho. Okay. Okay.
Now, when because this text, I am also using this for all of us to make how a typical text is of that old Sanskrit text is given to us, and what should be our methodology in which we should be able to decipher, or how we should be able to make sense out of the statements. In fact, as I told you in one of the earlier classes, in the Brahma Sutra, Shankaracharya's Bhashya, the entire one page is one sentence without any stop in between. But you have to break it, then make sense of the sentence, so that there will be yadyapi, tatapi, eva, tata. All those avyayas are being used for making the adjectives and adverbs and conjunctions of the sentences. Here also you will find that difference is there. Now, who want to do the Padacheda?
Let me try to do it, sir.
Yeah, Vijaya Bhagini, right. Try to do that. Yes. Padachedam.
Atra iyam prakriya, let me try, sir. Let me try.
Yeah, please.
Atra iyam prakriya padartah द्विविधः आत्मा अनात्मा च इति तत्र आत्मा द्विविधः ईश्वरः जीवः च इति एतौ अपि द्विविधौ शुद्ध अशुद्ध भेदात् तत्र अशुद्धौ माया विद्या उपादित्वेन वेदव्यवहारे हेतुः शुद्धत्व वेदव्यवहारहेतुः तथा अनात्म अपि त्रिविधः कारण सूक्ष्म स्थूल भेदात् एतदेव शरीरत्रयम् इति व्यवह्रियते एवं चित् जड रूप वैलक्षण्यात्मः प्रकाशः इव प्रकाशयोः इव विभक्त्योः उभयोः आत्मना अनात्मनयोः विवेक एव बन्धकारणं तयोः विवेकः तु मोक्षकारणम् इति दिक् मोक्षकारणमिति दिक् जी एतत् अपरोक्ष अपरोक्षम् अनुभूति मध्ये एतत् न अस्ति खलु भवान् कुत्र एतत् सर्वं स्वीकृतं कृपया वदतु जी मम समीपे 2 पुस्तके सन्ति स्तः कुत्रापि एतत् विषये न आगच्छति यद्यपि इति
एतत् विद्यारण्ये मुनिना कृतं दीपिका मध्ये अस्ति
ओ दीपिका अपरोक्ष अनुभूति दीपिका इति अस्ति वा अस्तु धन्यवादः जी बहु धन्यवादः
इट्स् 1908 पब्लिकेशन् बै बाम्बे
अनन्तरं जी सर्वधर्मान् परित्यक्ष्य इति खलु तत्र दयानन्द सरस्वती 108 पेजेस् विवरणं कृतवान् दयानन्द सरस्वतीन एतत् 100 पेज् विवरणं कृतवान् अस्तु जी
ओके नौ अत्र इयं प्रक्रिया पदार्थौ द्विविधा आत्म अनात्मा च इति तत्र आत्म द्विविधः ईश्वरः जीवः च इति that makes one part of it even though the sentence is not stopped because he continues with etau api dvitau shuddha ashuddha vedat that is another part tatra ashuddhau maya avidya upadhitvena that is the word tatra ashuddhau tatra shuddhau maya avidya upadhitvena veda vyavahara hetuh shuddhau tu aveda vyavahara hetuh tada anatma api trivida कारण सूक्ष्म स्थूल भेदात् एतत् इव शरीरत्रयम् इति व्यवह्रियते एवं चित् जड रूप वैलक्षण्यात् तमः प्रकाशयोः इव विभक्तयोः उभयोः आत्मानात्मनोः अविवेक एव बन्धकारणं तयोः विवेकस्तु मोक्षकारणम् इति दिक्. Now when we read it in this way we can make out the meanings.
श्रूयते वा महोदय? The last word विभक्तियोर्भयोरात्मनात्मानोर् विवेक एव किमर्थं तत्र पृथक् अस्ति? that एव is separate विवेक एव भवितुम् अर्हति विवेक एव वा विवेक एव वा
विवेक एव that is that there has to be vivekah
विवेकः वा विवेक I don't know विवेकः एव
विवेकः चकारणं
विवेकः तु इति अत्र अर्थम् एव इति आगच्छति खलु जि विवेकः एव
विवेकः एव there should be a space in
यतो एव यावः आगच्छति अतः तत्र विसर्गः लोपः भवति
न विसर्गः लोपः भवति तदर्थम् इट्स् ओके न विसर्गः लोपः भवति भगिनि दट्स् ओके दट्स् वै इट्स् जस्ट् वर्णमेलनम् अस्तु सम्यक्
वर्णमेलनम्
आम् परन्तु बट् लोपः यू केनाट् डू अ जॉइन ओके अस्तु
तु इति अर्थे एव तत्र एव आगच्छति खलु जि
आत्मानात्मनो विवेक तु बन्धकारणं तयोः विवेकः तु मोक्षकारणम् इति दिक् now atra ayam prakriya here now what we have to do is understand is that in the process of understanding advaita there are many prakriyas available. Prakriya means process or the methodology in which we have to attain the our destination. There is a famous thing what you call shloka by Bhartrhari in Vakyapatiya. Asatve vartmanititva ata satyam samihade. By following the path of asatyam, satyam samihade. We will reach the satyam only crossing through the process of asatyam. Same way, even though Atma, Paramatma, Advaitam asti chetapi, even though there is no multitude in Advaita, tat kim vividha prakriya. Why should we have many prakriyas? Because adhikari vedat. Depending upon the adhikari, see, you have to start from where currently we are standing at or what we think our understanding is. So it is easy to make a person understand that okay, you are now thinking that shariram is real, your experiences are real. Okay, so sharira vedat, we have to start the prakriya. Now there are people who are not even considering the sharira or this thing. They think the world outside is more real. That because I feel that I am changing from bala stavat krida sakta to vriddha stavat. There are changes happening. So there is, I cannot say, even though I am experiencing all these things, but I can see the world is real. So let us start from the world. So the prakriya is starting from the world. Depending upon which way is more appreciated by the student, the teacher uses prakriyas of different methods. In this particular Aparokshanubhuti, Vidhayaranya Muni is taking from this point of view, even though Shankara is not taking from this same route, prakriya. But Vidhayaranya Muni is not varying much from the Shankara's path, but he is taking a step backward to take the students from a lower level, lower understanding also to come into the stage. That is why when Vidhayaranya Muni says that atra ayam prakriya padartha divita, he is dividing the padartha as two, even though advaitam asti chetapi, padartha divita, atma anatma. Now there is vivekam, which is atma anatma vivekam, is the one of the requirement of a student to differentiate between what is atma, what is anatma. Now how can there be anatma when advaitam says everything is one? Is a question which can come. For that, iti tatra atma divitaha ishvara jiva. So first he is talking about the atma part. Atma is in the ishvara, also in the jiva. The chaitanyam is there in the ishvara, chaitanyam is in the jiva. Cha iti eto api, even though that itself is being divided into further into two. Divitau Shuddha Ashuddha Vedat. Even Ishvara and Jiva is Divita Shuddha Ashuddha Vedat. Tatra Ashuddha Ishvara aspect is called Maya. Ashuddhau Maya, Avidya. Maya or Avidya. Upadhitvena, that is by using an instrument called Maya or Avidya, Ishvara is using the Upadhi for Beda Vivahara Hetu, to create the difference between Jiva and Ishvara. Ashuddho tu Beda Vivahara Hetu. So that Shuddhau tu Abeda Vyavahara Hetu. Shuddha aspect of Ishvara is Abeda Vyavahara Hetu. Whereas Ashuddha Maya Vidya is the Upadhitvena Veda Vyavahara Hetu. These are the two aspects of the Ishvara. Tata An-Atma Api Trivita Karana Sushma Sula Vedat. Karana Sharira, Sushma Sharira, Stula Sharira Vedat. An-Atma, when I am talking Karana Sushma Sula Sharira, it is not of the Jiva, it is of the Jagat also. There are Karana Sushma Sula Vedat. Etadiva Sharira Trayam Idi Vyavahriyate. The three states of Vyavahara or transaction. Stula, there is a Stula Jagat which we are Vyavaharam. Then there is a Sushma Jagat of mind and subtle things. And there is a causal thing which is causing the for the two, Sushma and Stula, to feel the effect of the what to call the Sharira feeling to come through. Evam Chit Jada Rupa Vailakshanyat Tama Prakashaha Iva Vibhaktaha Ubayaha. Even though Chit Jada Rupa Vailakshanyat, Chit Chaitanyam is there in Jiva and Ishvara, whereas Jada is in the Trivida Karana Sushma Stula Sharirat Jadatvam Asti. What are they? Tama Prakasha Iva Vibhaktaha. They are totally different ones. Chaitanyam is full of life, whereas Jada Rupam, Sharira Trayam is Jada Rupa. So Tama Prakasha Iva Vibhaktaha Ubayaha. Atma An-Atmana Iva. So the word Iva is very, very important in Advaita. Atma An-Atma Iva Eka Eva Bandha Karanam. That Iva feeling, Atma An-Atma feeling of that it is Atma and An-Atma, as if it is Atma and An-Atma, Eva Bandha Karanam, for the reason of the delusion. And what is it? Tayoho, for them to be Bandha Vimuktihi, Moksha Karanam, Viveka Ititik. That alone is enough. Because Avicharita Samsiddham Iti Karanena Jagat Aham Idam Iti Dvivita Vivashriyate. Because of the Avicharita Samsiddham, without proper thinking, is the effect why we are having the Aham and Idam feeling. I am there and all this is separate from me. That feeling comes from the Aham Idam Bhavam, comes from Avicharita Samsiddha. So Tasya Karanam came. Atma An-Atmana Iva Vyavahriyate. Because we are treating as there are objects which has got life, objects which are Jada. Chit Jada is the differentiation which we are doing it in the Jagat as well as for us. Even our body when we say that after that it becomes jada, but Chaitanyam has gone from that. So that Vyavahara Hetu is because of Aviveka. Tateva Bandha Karanam. So if Aviveka is the Bandha Karanam, for Avivekasya Nivritti Kim Bhavati, or what can do the Aviveka removal? Tama Prakashavat. Only Prakasha can remove the Tama. So same way, Aviveka can be removed only by Viveka. And Tat tu Mokshakaram iti dik. Dik is an Avyaya which is used here in the meaning of enough. That is enough for us to, that Viveka is enough for us for Mokshakaranam. So this is the what you call introduction of the subject by Vidhayaranya Muni in this in the Upadkadam, or the preface before he starts explaining the shloka. Getting into the text. Now here I read the English part of it. Here in this process, twofold substances are Atma and An-Atma. Then also, again, Atma is twofold, Jiva and Ishvara, individual and the supreme. And again, differentiated by two qualities, pure and impure, Shuddha, Ashuddha. Is impure means adulterated, or it is Mithini-karanam. The word used in Advaita is Mithini-karana. It's a mixture of Jivatvam and Jiva Jada Chaitanyam. I mean, Chit Jada mixing is the reason for Bhranti, or illusion, or Maya, Avidya, all of the different words used for mentioning the same thing. And again, and here the impurity is resulted by Maya, illusion and ignorance. Now the word Maya is, or Mithya, is being mostly understood. Mithya doesn't mean that which is not there. That is Abhava. Maya is not Abhava. Agadita Gatana Padiyasi Maya is a slogan which is one of the slokas in the Advaita. Whatever should not happen happens because of Maya, or it is called that which is not possible is being made possible by Maya. Now, for example, if I tell how to differentiate between non-existent, or what we say that, Vamshi asked that question in the last class, is it waking or the Jagat like dream-like, or is it like dream? Now, how is Maya, the world is called a Mithya in Advaita, is that even though we know that there is no day or night in the space, but every one of us deal on a day-to-day basis, there is day and night. Now, in spite of having the knowledge as science students or students who have studied some level of education, we all know that the day and night is caused because of the rotation of the earth. But the sun is shining throughout without any gap. Because the sun's rays doesn't come to that part of the earth for us, we call it as night. It is only Vyavahara Hetu because of the rotation. And that is considered as a reality, and we start calculating the days, years, age, everything based on that Vyavahara Hetu. Now, in reality, is day and night a reality from the sun's point of view, or from the point of view when we look at if the earth per se is always exposed to sun, one side or the other side. So there is no way we can say there is darkness from the sun side. But what we experience has got a difference between the day and night. So we call it as day and night. So same way, when we feel that the objects are independent of awareness or Chaitanya, we call it as Jada, and the Jada, the objects which show life in it, or by the pulsation or by the indications of life in the body, we call it as living beings, and the rest of them are without living beings. That this is because of avicharita samsiddhi. The reason is that the instruments are there for exhibiting life in that particular object, shows that it is having life. So that's why we call it as life. But the same Chaitanya is present in a stone or in a dead body also. But what happens is that we don't deal it as Chaitanyavat, because we don't see the pulsation or the life signals from that dead stone or a body. Does that mean that the chit or the Chaitanyam, which is the cause for everything that has come out from that, can be ever absent from that object also? Only because the exhibition of life in that particular body doesn't mean that Chaitanyam has gone. Only that instruments which reflected the principle of life through movement stopped functioning, so we call it as a dead body. That is why we are getting into this vyavahara, avidya or mithya bodham, that there is the difference between life and death and living beings and non-living beings. But because we are looking from only from that aspect of point of demonstration of movement in the shariram. If movement is there in shariram, we call it as living. If there is no movement in the shariram, whether it is a stone or a dead body, we call it as jada. So that is that is due to aviveka, because we are looking from that point of view and explaining that avicharita samsiddham. Because we don't think about it, we call it as different. So that maya or ignorance with the instruments become the cause of the transactional world. Because of that only the world becomes transactional, arthakriya karitvam. Like as the explanation of the mud pot has got a arthakriya karitvam. We can do cooking or bringing water or storing milk or liquids or things like that. But basically it is all nothing but mud only. But in the form of a lump of mud, we don't have an utility. So the moment it takes a shape and a nama rupa, then it becomes a arthakriya karitva vat mrit. So vacharampanam vikaro namadeyam mrittigateva satyam is what in Chandogya Upanishad they say. These are all vak is name, alampanam. Depending upon the name, alampanam, vikaram is the shape. Vacharampanam, vikaro, namadeyam, mrittigateva satyam. In all of them, the mrit is the reality. Same way, in the jada, chit jada, chaitanya, vailakshanyat, because of the vilakshanatvam in the chit and the jada, tama prakasha, but one is having life and the other one is having no life. Iva vibhattha, ubaya, atma, anatma, iva, bandha karanam. This thinking is the reason for bandha karanam. Vivekatu moksha karanam is enough. So what is required is viveka for the moksha karanam. Once you know what is the truth behind this thing, what you call karanam for that multiplicity, if we know that multiplicity, even though it is being experienced, it is the same water which is appearing as cloud or wave or droplet or an ice or a snow-clad mountain. Water, if we understand, we know that even though the appearance can vary, nama, rupa can change, but the essence we don't change. Same way, even in our day-to-day transaction, we will transact with objects the way it comes to us. But while transacting, if we forget the swarupa of the object, then we get into a limitation of what is being sensed by our five sense organs only. Suppose we are experiencing the world with the five sense organs, so we know the world is only within five sense organs. There is, suppose if we had been given 5 or instead of 5, 7 or 10, the world would have been totally different. We don't think about it. We think that it is only Shabda, Sparsha, Rasa, Rupa, Gandha. That is only within that 5. The whole world is that only. But in our own scientific study, we have found that there are things which can be measured through higher frequencies of light or lower frequencies of sound and everything. From ultraviolet, infrared, ultrasound, all those things are possible. There are methods in which we can identify which is not physically visible with our five sense organs. So this is what is the limitation which we bring it to ourselves because of the avivekam. Any questions on this one and this paragraph?
Ji, atra Viveka Chudamani, Slokam 108, it's also just explains about Maya. Avyakta namni parama isha shaktihi anadi avidya trigunatmika para karya anumeya sudiya iva maya yaya jahat sarvamidam prasuyate. Atra kim asti chet, the ignorance having the name avyakta, unmanifest, that which is the power of the Ishvara, causeless avidya, ignorance, is of the nature of the triad of attributes, sattva, rajas and tamas, and greater than the effects which can be inferred only through the effect by the knowledgeable only. This Maya, ignorance, through whom the whole world creation is born. Viveka Chudamani, 108 Slokam.
No, but can you read that the word preceding and after Eva in the sloka?
Sudiya Iva Maya Yaya Jahat Sarvamidam Prasuyate. It's the creation happening.
Yeah.
Jagat Sarvamidam Prasuyate.
Eva Maya Prasuyate. Right? That, what does it mean? It is not really Prasuyate. Because of Maya, Eva Prasudiyate. Because of Maya, it is appearing as if it is happening. That is why in that a Trigunatmika thing is being the base of Sankhya philosophy. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, Prakriti, Purusha, where the Prakriti is Trigunatmika and Purusha is Shuddha. So the Shuddha Purusha, when it is reflected through the Prakriti, which has got the 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and the Prakriti is separate from Purusha because of Maya, and that is where the Advaita comes in. The Sankhya came only up to that as Prakriti and Purusha separate. But Advaita says is the Prakriti is not different from Purusha or the Chaitanya, Chit, Satchitananda. The Prakriti or the world, Jagat, is perceived Mayaya Iva. That word Iva is very important in Advaita. It is not that it has happened, as if it has happened. Now, I told you, day and night is happened, as if it is happening. Yes, we know it is happening, but in reality it is not there. But it is our experience, we cannot say. Same way, the Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti is happening to us. We cannot say it is not happening. But if you look from the point of the experiencer who has got a continuous, non-breaking, uninterrupted experience of Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti from the Sakshi, Rupa, there is nothing happening. These are all the 3 things which are happening in spite of that Bodha Swarupam doesn't go through the change. The objects which are being experienced are the one which is changing. So why they are changing? Because we think it is changing. Actually, it is not changing. But vibhakta iva prasuyate. You got the meaning? Vijaya Bhagini?
आं जी सम्यक् अस्ति धन्यवादः.
Okay, Mahodaya, I have a question there.
Right.
The process you said it's twofold, Atma, An-Atma, and again Atma is twofold, Jivatma and Ishvara you said. And again differentiated into two qualities, pure and impure. Is it like you say pure is Ishvara and impure is Jiva, or like again there's a subdivision in Jiva or a subdivision in Ishvara? Is what I'm not clear about it.
Okay, Ishvara, Shuddha Ishvara is Chaitanya, Nitya Chaitanya, Chidatma. And Ishvara, when Upadhigrastaha, Mayaya Upadhigrasta, Swamayaya, then it becomes Ashuddha.
That is Jivatma, right? Like if Ishvara is impure, it is no.
No, that is Jagat.
There's a bit of confusion there. You said
Ishvara,
Atma is Jivatma?
Ishvara is Shuddha.
Astu.
Ishvara is Shuddha. Ashuddha Maya Avidya Uvaditvena Ishvara Jagat Rupena Vyavahriyate.
That is right. Then what is Jiva here? How
so
does Jiva...
in that what happens is that Jiva is part of the Jagat.
Oh, Astu. Then it's okay. Okay.
Right?
Jiva means, is it Jivatma you're referring to here?
Yes, Jivatma only.
Jivatma is impure because it has a Maya illusion, right? That is what
Avidya Rupena. Maya is for Ishvara and Avidya for the Jiva. That is why Maya, Avidya, Upadhitvena. The two Avidya, when it is Avidya is in the Ishvara level, it is called Maya. Because Ishvara is not under Maya, whereas Avidya, Jiva is under the clutches of Avidya.
Oh, Astu. So you, okay. You say Jiva is under the clutches of Avidya, but can you just repeat about Maya and Ishvara? What is the relation of Maya and Ishvara?
Ishvara is in total control of the Maya.
Okay, Astu. And
so he creates the Jagat. As if he creates the Jagat. He is actually not creating. It is he himself becoming. If you remember that today morning's what we discussed in Gita class, where we said no. Ajaya mano bahuda vijayate. Even though not born as many, bahuda vijayate. It appears change. So then what happens? Then what happens is that is yet prayantya visham vishanti.
Okay,
from which it comes everything, then in which everything sustains, and into which everything gets diluted, dissolved. That Sriti layer happening. Ishvara is the controller of that. Now, what happens in the Jiva form? I'll give you the best example is that we have no control as to when we can sleep, or when we are gone to sleep, when we get up. Is not in our control, right? As if somebody is pushed us into deep sleep, and somebody told us, okay, now time, your sleep is enough, get up, and we can wake up. But having woken up, we think we have a control over the world, and in the delusion we do so many things that means everything is under our control, actually speaking. But if you go to the dream state, we are just a part of that world where we have no control on what will happen and what should not happen. So that is the avidya grastam avasthi. But whereas Ishvara is not under the clutches of Maya. Maya is under his beck and call. That is how it is told in this prakriya.
Yes. That's right. And Jiva is under the clutches of Maya. That is right? Is it right, Mahodaya?
No, Jiva is under the clutches of Avidya. Maya and Avidya, there is difference. It is macro and micro.
Okay, can you just elaborate that, Mahodaya? Maya and Avidya, what is the difference between Maya and Avidya?
Maya and avidya basically thing is that things which should not be happening is happening in the case of a individual. He is not worried about what is not under his control or not or anything. He just gets, conditioned by the changes or the uncontrollable things around his life. Whereas Ishvara, being a Srishtikarta, he controls Srishti, Sthiti, Layam is under his control. So he is never under avidya. And when that is in the macro level, at the Ishvara level, the same avidya is called Maya. But a macro level thing cannot be managed by a jiva, or because he is part of that process of Maya. So the limited aspect of shadow which is falling within the jiva is called avidya.
Okay, I understand it this way, that what at the macro level, at the Ishvara level, it is called Maya, which is he has total control of the Maya. But at the micro level, it is the avidya of the jiva which makes him which is under the ignorance of not knowing the Ishvara. Is that right, Mahoday?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
And there is this, because here you should understand that Atma An-Atma Vivekam. Bandhakaranam viveka eva mokshakaranam. Avivekam bandhakaranam tasmat viveka eva mokshakaranam. Now, what is that viveka that will make him mukta? That Atma An-Atma eva chit jada vyavahriyate manushyaha.
You have used
not clear for you.
जी अत्र प्रत्यक् तत्त्वविवेकम् इति पञ्चदशी मध्ये अस्ति खलु प्रथमभागः. तत्र सत्त्वगुणे द्वे सन्ति, शुद्धिः अशुद्धिः. एतत् द्वे एव माया अनन्तरम् अविद्या इति द्विविधाः स्तः. तत्र भवतः समीपे अस्ति चेत् पञ्चदशी मध्ये द्रष्टव्यं.
पञ्चदशी अपि विद्यारण्य कृतमेव.
आम् आम् आम्, मम समीपे अस्ति. तत्र प्रत्यक् तत्त्वविवेकम् इति प्रथमभागः श्लोकं तु 15 अनन्तरम् अस्ति. एतत् श्लोकं नास्ति, परन्तु मध्ये अस्ति. सत्त्वशुद्धि अविशुद्धिभ्यां मायाविदे च ते मते. तत्र किमस्ति चेत् सत्त्वगुणः शुद्धि अनन्तरम् अशुद्धि, एतत् द्वे अत्र स्तः. अतः एव माया इति अविद्या इति द्वे रूपं तत्र स्वीकृतः.
तदेव अहं वदामि. ईश्वरा माया अधीना नास्ति. माया ईश्वर अधीनः, किन्तु जीवः माया कृतमस्ति कृत्वा जीवः अविद्याग्रस्तः. That is, now I'll give you an example. Imagine we have Ishvara has created the whole world. So from himself he has created everything. That is why, and for that he has used a Maya as a cause, Maya as a causation for it, Hetu. Now, if you are using a gadget, you are in control of the gadget. Okay. Now, in that gadget, whether it should run at speed 1 or speed 2 or speed 3 is in your control. But once having decided it has to go in speed 1 or speed 2 or speed 3, the objects inside that mixie or that the rotating machine have no control but to go ahead along with that speed. That speed is the part of the design of the controller, isn't it? The controller decided at what speed it should rotate, no? So the rotating speed is designed, is controlled by the controller who decides at what speed it rotates. But the objects inside the rotation is limited by the speed at which that Maya has decided that. And that aspect of the what is pertaining to a one small object is the part of that Maya which is called an avidya. But actually speaking, Maya and avidya are not different. Both are same. At the jiva level it is called avidya. At the Ishvara level it is called Maya. But the difference is that Maya is under the control of Ishvara, whereas jiva, being part of a Maya production, having attained of Maya on his mind and intellect and body, he becomes avidyagrasta.
तत्र उदाहरणमपि अस्ति जि वदामि वा
वदतु
वदामि यः स्नानं कृतं समये शुद्धिः भवति अनन्तरं किञ्चित् कालानन्तरम् अशुद्धिः भवति तस्य शरीरे एव एतत् सर्वं भवति परन्तु तत्र किञ्चित् कालानन्तरम् अशुद्धिः तस्य शरीरे एव भवति अत्र त्रिगुणाः सन्ति सत्त्व रजस् तमः इति अनन्तरं भगवतः समीपे सः तु शुद्धसत्त्वरूपेण अस्ति तस्य समीपे एतत् त्रीणि गुणाः न सन्ति अतः एव सः शुद्धसत्त्वम् अस्ति ब्रह्मं प्लस् माया एतत् एव तत्र व्यवहारः भवति माया नास्ति चेत् तत्र शुद्धसत्त्वम् एव ब्रह्मम् परन्तु एतत् त्रिगुणाः सः एव तस्य एव तिष्ठति एतत् पूर्वं स्नानं विना तस्य समीपे अशुद्धिः भवति स्नानम् अनन्तरं तस्य समीपे एव शुद्धिः अपि भवति अतः तस्य समीपे सत्त्वः रजः तमः अस्ति एतत् विना शुद्धसत्त्वरूपेण ब्रह्मं तिष्ठति
Right. So that exactly is that is Shuddha Siddhvatvam. I mean, even though the per se the impurity is superimposed on the body, by cleaning it you become Shuddha. That is what it is that the example is being told. But for the Shuddha thing, there is no Ashuddhi at all the time. It's a superimposed one, isn't it?
Yeah. Amji.
Yeah. So here we have to understand one thing is that Ishvara and Jiva, even though we in that bhavatvam, Ishvara Jiva bhavatvam itself is a part of Maya or avidya. From the Ishvara level, there is no Maya. So from his point of view, from that point of view, the Jagat Sarvam Ekameva. Because for a goldsmith, every ornament is made of gold is gold only. He is a creator. He doesn't come under the delusion of whether it's a bangle or a gold or a necklace or anything. For him, everything looks like gold only. But for the person who is interacting with that ornament, for him there is a difference between the mala and the bangle and the ring and everything, isn't it? So he, even though he knows it is gold, but he interacts or he transacts it as if it is ornament for the neck, ornament for the finger, ornament for the hand, like that. That cause for the differential behavior is called avidya, because even though you know it is gold, you are using it. That is why exactly that example of Mrigatrishnika, where that mirage and that water is there. A person who knows that there is no water will never get deluded by that wateriness, whereas a person who knows that looks like water can be deluded, and he can go towards that water for accessing the water. Same way, if the goldsmith, when he looks at the gold thing, he looks only at as gold. He doesn't, even though he can see the differences, he doesn't see the difference of the ornaments. He looks only from the gold point of view. Whereas a buyer or a grahak who goes for buying it, he doesn't see the gold outside the ornament as a common for everything, but he differentiates between one ornament to another ornament because of his utility of requirement. So that differentiation is coming because of that, what is called, he is ready to pay a more price for a necklace more than a gold bar, because he will think that it looks more beautiful and is a lot of work has gone inside that. But for a goldsmith, whether it is in the form of a gold bar or an ornament, he will only weigh the gold per kilogram or whatever may be the weight, and he will pay only for that. Whereas one who is going to buy will pay a higher price for the ornament, even though there is some level of impurity into it. He is ready to pay a higher price for the gold. These type of vyavahara hetu, cause for the transaction, is called avidya. We transact with the world not knowing the swarupa. For example, another example which we can say is that we see light and heat separate because of our two indriyas. But in the Agni, as a swarupa, can anyone separate out this is light, this is heat? No. But for the transactional purpose, we differentiate between the thing. A burning burning fire and a red hot iron ball, if it is kept nearby, the iron ball will be mistook as a burning fire only, right? So these type of delusions which we have in our transactional world, day-to-day life, is due to avicharita samsiddha, because of aviveka. What indirectly here is saying that we need to interact with the world with knowledge that everything is out of the same principle which has come out, even though we are using for our practical day-to-day life. If we are hungry, we have to eat food, not that we don't have to eat food. But everything, the substratum on which everything exists, Satchit Anandam, has to be understood when we are thinking. Then what happens is that the variations in the objects and the transactional utility of the objects will not affect your buddhi. So that is that viveka will be giving you the moksha karanam. Then there won't be anything which can give you pleasure or pain separately. You will be looking at both of them in the same way. Sthita prajnasya bhasha. No? Sugha dukkhayo samikritva lava lavo jaya jayo. Bhagavad Gita shloka. Right.
Yeah, I just
that
wanted
what,
one.
Yeah,
Sorry,
please
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Maya.
Yeah.
I just wanted the vivaranam of avicharita samsiddham. You have used this term. What does it mean, Mahodaya?
Avicharita means without thinking. Samsiddham means what is obtained because of the thing. See, in English, if I have to say that, non-apprehension results in misapprehension. Avicharita means non-apprehension. We don't apprehend the thing properly. So we have a misapprehension of an object. For example, if we see a rope, if we don't think at the rope, look at the rope for identifying whether it is a rope or a snake or rope, even we may have a delusion and the initial look, but when we think about it and look at that, it doesn't move, it is lying constant and everything, then we will know it is not a snake, it is a rope only. But if we don't think about it and we get afraid of that appearance which we felt on the rope as a snake, can create as a problem, isn't it? So what is the problem? Come from avicharita samsiddha. Same way, the world also is giving you a problem because you are not doing the proper analysis of Atma An-Atma Vivekam in the objects of the world.
Mahodaya,
once we there
in that rope and snake example,
yes.
So the rope in bright light is clear to see that it's a rope, and when there is darkness, not complete darkness, darkness enough to show it as a snake, only then we think, is it a snake? So it is ignorance here is that avidya, not knowing that it is the rope only, or that there is no snake there. But so that is the avidya that we can compare to, right? The avidya is not having the knowledge or the lack of the knowledge that is a rope. So it is posing as a snake, and once we know, so that bright light would equal the gnana here. Gnana is the realization that all of this is not real. So that gnana is the bright light, and then you only see the rope and nothing else. So all that time, so this maya and avidya is as unreal as that snake because it never existed. It was only an illusion. So all of this is as unreal as that. Right.
Here I'll tell you the example of the bright light is that of Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhi Avadaranam. That Shastra and the Guru is telling about the Satyutvam. That is equal to the bright light. Now, a person who has got scared of the snake is not even willing to go near that and look at it again because he's scared of the snake. Even though Shastra and the Guru is telling you what is the truth behind everything, if you don't have the Satya Buddhi Avadaranam, Satyuttam, that the Shastra is telling the truth through Guru, and that if it doesn't exist, is like the man who is scared not even to go with a bright light also to see whether the snake is there or not. That is what is called avicharita samsiddha. There are people who have heard that what is in the Upanishad, what is in Gita and all those things, but still when it comes to their day-to-day life, it doesn't come for help because they don't think about it. See, what we learn, unless we put it into practice, what use of learning anything?
So this Ishvara then, Mahodaya, so in Brahman, there is only Brahman and there is nothing else. Nothing else, just Brahman. So then this, because of the Maya, this Jagat comes into being, like being there, Iva. So Ishvara is using Maya, Brahman is taking the Saguna form, and can we say that he is the sum total of all the Jagat, all the souls, everything in it contained. And that is why as Brahman, as Ishvara, is not under Maya because it is under him, it is under his control, one of his Shaktis. So within Maya all of this is happening. And then Jiva, that avidya is simply that he does not know that he is in Maya. So as soon as he realizes that this is, all of this is not real, I don't actually have this body, because only when we connect with the body all of this comes into being or becomes a reality. As soon as we start thinking inward, means that's where it begins with the body. So going inward means beyond the body, means that there is no body to begin with.
Right.
So that is why you go beyond, is not going beyond any certain level or anything. It's just letting go of this thought that we are in this body, or that there is even a body to begin with.
Right.
So that is the that leads to that gnana, that then you come out of that avidya.
Right. See, that is why here the first three words are very important. Atra ayam prakriya. This is a methodology. It is not that this is the end in which we are the thing. Like in our mathematical equations, quadratic equation, we say let x be equal to, we put a x as an arbitrary figure, no? Like that, we are introducing the word Maya. Let Maya be the upadhi with which the Satchidananda Ishvara is creating the Jagat. Now, in the Prakriya, when we complete this equation, mathematical calculation completed, then Maya becomes zero. That is, na vidyate sa avidya. Yad na vidyate, no, sa avidya. So that which is not there can only be zero. So avidya becomes zero. That is the time when you become vidyavan. So viveki, right? So for that, the terminology Maya and avidya is introduced as a equation for solving that problem of what is creation. So the moment you solve that x, you will get the answer. Same way, I am prakriya. We divide Atma, An-Atma, Ishvara, Jiva. Then Ishvara with Maya, Jiva with avidya. Then Jagat, Atma, An-Atman, the thing Viveka. Then Jiva becomes Sula, Sushna, Karana, Sharira, Vedat. And Ishvara is Chit, Jada. There is two aspects of the creation, Chit and Jada, under Maya. But all these things are hypothetical assumptions which we are introducing to solve our problem of the reality what we are experiencing as Jagat, world. So that is why it is important to know from which standpoint we are starting our journey. We are starting our journey thinking that the world is Jagat, is real. Okay, so then the Acharya says, okay, the world is real. How is it real? Because Ishvara and Jiva, Ishvara is under Ishvara using Maya creates the whole world. Jiva as a part of the creation is having tainted by the part of the Maya which is called avidya at the individual level. And then there is Sushma, Karana, Sharira. And the Jagat is called Chitta and Jada, the two forms of that. Now all these things he says at the end, he says, Avidya eva bandha karanam tayoho vivekattu moksha karanam. So that is where I said that same word, avicharita samsiddham, is the word.
Yes. No, this is all very good, Mahodaya.
Yes, Mahodaya, it's clear.
Because we have to start from that reality what we are facing today in our world. That the world is real, the life is here, the pleasure and the happiness and sorrow of mine is real. Everything is real for me. So how can somebody come and tell me that, no, these are all Maya, Mithya? I will not accept it unless the proof is given to me, no? So for that, okay, your things are real. This is the reason why it is feeling like this. But what is the reason for this to feel to come that? Because of aviveka. The cause of aviveka is what? Maya or avidya. And what is that? Na vidyate sama avidya. There is nothing called Maya. I'm reminded of a story from the Yoga Vasishta, Chudala's case. The story starts with that in a non-existent country, there was a barren woman who had a son, and the marriage happens for that son. And then the story takes up the whole story description of the son getting married to a beautiful princess and children and their children and all those things. At the end of that thing, Vasishta is asking, now tell me what is the truth behind the whole story. That one who is deluded by the details of the story thinks that the story is right. Then he asked, didn't I tell you that in a non-existing city, a barren woman gave birth to a son? So can this whole world, the story be true? That time he thinks, yeah, that's right. All this is in imagination. Same way, for us also, this whole thing becomes an imagination or the unreal only when we know the truth. The two statements in the beginning, if you don't give the importance, atra ayam prakriya, vivekattu moksha karanam. These are the both two important things which you have to keep it in your memory till the whole text is studied. This is only a prakriya which will clear our all confusions about this jagat, and the reason for that is viveka. Okay, I think we've taken more time today.
No, that's okay, Mahodaya. It's good.
Any questions? Otherwise, we can.
I have a little question, sir, if time permits.
Yes, Chandu.
Very quickly.
Yes.
In the first line we say, iti tatra atma dvividha, Ishvara jivah cha. Iti eto api dvividho. Means both are having, like Jeev and Ishwar, eto, both are having a two.
Right.
Dvividho, Suddha and Asuddha.
Right.
Can we say like here they are saying Jeev is also Suddha and Asuddha, and same is Ishwar is also Suddha and Asuddha.
Right.
Maybe you explain like Ishwara is by of Maya, but which literal meaning is both are having an effect of Maya there.
No. That's what they said. Ishvara is not under Maya, even though the Ashuddha Ishvara is under is the Maya created this thing, who we mixes with Maya to create the Jagat. In the case of Jiva, the Ashuddhatvam is that he is thinking that he is the Jada with the Sharira as a Jiva, but the Chaitanyam inside his, which is Shuddha, is forgotten.
Okay. So
as a Jiva, we don't know that we are Shuddha Chaitanyam in our reality, whereas Ishvara, he knows that he is Shuddha, and he is using the Maya, which is supposed to be impure, for creating the Jagat. So as a creator, he is not getting under the influence of Maya, but he uses Maya, whereas Jiva is under the creation of that Maya, becomes deluded with Maya and thinks that he has no Chaitanya inside, he is only a Jada. And both are called Ubaditvena because of the Ubadi. The Shariram is the Ubadi for the Jiva and Maya is the Ubadi for the Ishvara.
Okay. Little more thinking this weekend will help, I suppose. Thank you.
Yeah. But as and when this process, as I told you, this is only the first step of the equation or the mathematical equation. Now this is being further explained to understand it further. That when we follow the process, we will understand why it is moksha karanam, vivekattu moksha karanam.
Thank you.
Okay, so we stop today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. धन्यवाद
धन्यवादः।